feel like one of the biggest issues that sort of faces the idea of like cryptids or sort of unknown animals is sort of the rise of surveillance and like readily available surveillance technology. So you do
Mm.
things like fly drones and and we have
Yep.
things just the urbanization and people encroaching more and more on these territories. It makes me wonder how we're not seeing these things more because we're recording more and more. There's less and less places for animals to hide.
Yeah. So if we're looking at that kind of thing, is as this animal being spotted by every, as we say over here, Tom, Dick, and Harry. If you look in the UK, there's an estimated population of 2 million deers. Now, I've walked hundreds of miles. I do a lot of fishing for brown trout, up and down the hills, through dales, through forests, all sorts. And in that time, I've only ever found one carcass of a deer.
Stinks.
So that's 2 million things that we know do exist. But I've only ever seen one thing. The numbers of these things, they're obviously minuscule. It's 2 million.
No bullet holes.
And before the job I do now, I used to be a truck driver, and I travelled up and down the whole length of the UK, and for about 5-6 years, and hand on heart, I can tell you that I only saw 2 living deer in a field or at the side of the road. So this, trying to get evidence and picture of things, it's hard enough just trying to get a picture of a deer, a wild deer, not in some park or somewhere.
That's fair. That's a good answer because, I was going to ask you if these werewolves are present, why we haven't found something like remains. But I mean, if that's true, I suppose that makes sense that even if there's a dense population, they just sort of decay, without people seeing them.
Well, in the States, we are in 2017, an estimated 33.5 million deer in your country. How many have you seen walking around?
I've seen maybe
not roadkill.
Right, I've seen one and it was almost roadkill because it ran right in front of my car. I used to work out at a wilderness park. No werewolves, but
no,
I did see one deer.
But that's a number of over 30 million deer that are running around your country, and they're never seen really, unless you go out to try and hunt one. Yeah, that's a different thing. But you've got things like grizzly bears and mountain lions. How often are their remains found? And when they are found, there's quite a bit of a song and dance about it.
Right now, there are more questions than answers about why and how the body of a grizzly bear washed up in Whatcom County. The bear was discovered last week along Cherry Point Beach north of Bellingham. These photos come from Fish and Wildlife, who say the young bear was found with no obvious signs pointing to a cause of death. Its story, fascinating conservationists.
The museums and guys want to come in and grab the bones before anyone else do. And there's quite a lot of bears and mountain lions over in the States.
Yeah, another sort of theory that I've heard, or maybe not so much a theory, but like an explanation, is like large animals can exist even in sort of small areas, but still go undetected. I think the example they used was like elephants live in sort of like jungles in Africa, and they're huge, and they can be loud, but the thing is like they are discreet enough around people that you can walk miles and miles in a jungle and not realize there's a pretty dense population of huge animals around you. So